What's good, YouTube? It's your man Rage King back with another one. Yes, another upload to the channel. And before we get started, I'd ask if you please go down there and hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, and hit that bell for notifications if you're new. Welcome to Rage Ranch TV. This is how we do Raging Rebels. Crown up. And if you're new to the crew, welcome to the Raging Rebel Revolution. Now let's vibe. And y'all, in today's video, we're going to be discussing the possibilities and the possible consequences of what could happen if Deshaun Watson is found guilty of what he's being accused of. Let's speak on it. Now, before we get started, I just want to come out and say, as a content creator, I do not enjoy making videos like this, especially when it's so close to home. But as a content creator, I think I have a responsibility to give y'all the news, both good and bad. So with that being said, let's speak on it. Now, it wasn't too long ago that quarterback Deshaun Watson of our Houston Texans was accused of sexual assault of over 20 women. A lot of those women have come forward. A lot of those women have come giving their stories and their statements. And from what it's looking like, it looks like this is one of those situations I've alluded to in earlier videos that is going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. So with that being said, and having so many people speaking out against him and having so many different allegations brought to the light, so to speak. So many women coming out and making statements against Deshaun Watson. From what it's looking like, and we all know in this world, perception is reality. You understand what I'm saying? Perception is reality. If the man is guilty of it, then he deserves every bit of it. Either way, you shouldn't either way as a man, you should never put yourself in positions like that. I'm not excusing anything he did. Let me get that straight right now. If he is guilty of what he did, then I am not excusing anything he did. You deserve to be punished. I will reiterate that each and every time I say it. You understand what I'm saying? But either way, whether you're guilty or whether you're found not guilty or whether you come to a settlement, Deshaun, you should never put yourself in that situation. And if you truly are a horn dog like that, you need to get you some damn help. Okay? You really do. Get you some help. Get quite acquainted with a few different websites on your phone. Y'all know which one I'm talking about when I go boom, doom, boom, boom. Get you, look up some of them websites you got to curb that horniness, all right, dog? If that is the case. But either way, you should not put yourself in that. Any man should not put himself in a position like that to begin with. Now, it's cost him all kind of endorsements. Now, it's costing him all kinds of money. Now, that big contract he just signed, at least the first year of that contract is going to be spent on lawyer fees. It's just a whirlwind of misfortune and bad decision making, to be honest with you, and putting yourself in positions you shouldn't be you shouldn't put yourself in. And with that being said, perception is reality, and him being the person that he is, and anyone that has put themselves in a situation deserves to be dealt with accordingly. But we got to face facts. Ultimately, guys, this is not something that the NFL is going to look at and then just brush past, no matter what the result is. Okay? Especially in these times when everybody is so sensitive and everything is so sensitive, and we've become more aware of what goes on behind closed doors. I ultimately believe that if Deshaun Watson somehow avoids jail time, if he somehow just comes to a settlement, if he is found guilty and they somehow come to some kind of agreement or anything of that nature, the NFL is going to look. I truly do believe that the NFL is going to look to make an example out of Deshaun Watson. Because if you look at the cases in the past where the NFL's had to deal with it, you look at the Ray Rice situation. I'm still questioning as to why people had to fight to get Chad Wheeler's name out there, but yet they didn't hesitate to put Deshaun's name out there. I'm just saying, Chad Wheeler was literally trying to kill his wife. Nobody wants to talk about that, but yet they want to talk about allegations on Deshaun. But it is what it is. But with Deshaun Watson, he somehow avoids jail time because let's just be honest here. If there is a criminal case open up against Deshaun Watson, there's a very real possibility that he faces jail time. That's a very real possibility. You also have to look at the settlements. He's gonna have to pay millions of thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars in settlements. Because I doubt they're just going to let this go away and sweep it under the rug like it never happened. And then ultimately, I see the NFL ultimately trying to make an example out of Deshaun Watson and suspending him. Honestly, I don't know how long they're going to suspend him. I predict, though, it will be nothing short of 8 games. If it's not an entire season, because like I said, they're going to look to make an example out of him. With them, with the mishandling of the Chad Wheeler situation, and I'm not trying to bring race into it, but it seems like each and every opportunity they have to make an example out of someone with, I'm not even gonna say race, but someone with star power, especially one Deshaun Watson. They seem to want to make an example out of them. You look at the Tom Brady situation, which I'm not comparing it to. I'm just simply saying, you look at the Tom Brady situation, how it was an investigation opened on that. You understand what I'm saying? They found some sketchy things, but nothing was ultimately proven. But ultimately, Tom Brady still got suspended those 4 games. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they ultimately still wanted to make an example out of him, you know, for whether it be for fan discourse or whether it be for the pleasure, whether it be for the pleasure of the victims or anyone accused. You understand what I'm saying? So I think with this, they're going to look at Deshaun, they're going to look at this case, and especially with the whole feminist movement, the whole Me Too movement and everything like that, they're going to look to make an example out of Deshaun Watson. I predict nothing. I predict he will get suspended. I predict nothing less than 8 games, but I would not be surprised because they're not going to exile him from the NFL. But I predict there's going to be no less than 8 games. I would not be surprised if it ends up being an entire season. I'm going to just be honest with you. Perception is reality, and as I've said, if he is guilty, he needs to be dealt with accordingly because there's no room for that. There's no time for that. And you know, you understand what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with being a man and having a healthy sexual appetite. Not being able to control that is the problem. You understand what I'm saying? So if he is guilty of what he said, either way, no matter what ends up happening with this case, whether it ends up being in a settlement, whether it ends up him having jail time, whether it ends up him having to just him just having to pay and have to just deal with being embarrassed about the situation, having his name brought up in the situation altogether. I do ultimately think that the NFL will suspend Deshaun Watson this season. I predict no less than 8 games, but I would not be surprised if it's a full 16. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about the Deshaun Watson situation. If he is proven guilty, what do you think his punishment should be? What do you think his punishment will be? As long as you remain respectful and logical, we can have a conversation. But that's going to be the end of my video for today. I hope y'all enjoyed. It's been a pleasure making it for y'all. My name is Rage King. I am out, and I'll be back later on with more videos, more commentary, more good content. Now, hashtag that enough said. See y'all next time.